All right, so we're continuing our house drawing here. So we've got our main house, we've got the garage, we have it open up, we have a driveway. So now let's go ahead and just start adding some other details to our house. So one thing I want to talk about is how to maybe make like a door, a window, and maybe do some siding. So we'll do that next. So let's make a door over here. So all I'm going to do is just start with like a vertical line where I want maybe the right edge of my door to go. And now we'll take the top of it to a vanishing point. So whenever you're confused on which vanishing point to use, because this wall is already made, you should be able to tell that the top line and the bottom line are going to the left vanishing point. So anything I put on this wall should use the left vanishing point. So I'm going to take the top of my door to the left vanishing point, but you just have to draw it a little bit. You don't need it super wide. And then a vertical line on the other end. Okay, that's pretty basic. And then if you wanted to, you could, draw like a little doorknob on this, whatever you want to do there. Okay. Window, same thing. So let's say we do a window on this side. So I'm going to start with a vertical line. Whoops, wrong tool. Start with a vertical line. Okay, I'm going to take the top and bottom to the right vanishing point. Once again, you don't have to draw it all the way. You can go just most of the way here. Okay, so something like that. And then you want to make sure that you pay attention to your gap. So here's a large frame. This frame should be smaller on this side. So I just want to leave a little bit of a gap, but not as much as on the first one. Okay, so like that. So this could be one huge window, or I can break it down into two smaller ones. So what I could do is I could maybe say just do like a vertical line here, and then maybe a vertical line here. And then if I take my eraser, I just broke that large window into two smaller ones just by erasing these lines here. Okay, so now I've got some windows on the side. To do siding, what you want to do is you're actually going to make some dots. And for this practice one, you can just eyeball it. But on your final one, if you decide to have siding on it, you're going to want to measure this out. But I'm looking at this corner here, and you're going to figure out how wide you want your siding to be. And you're going to make a series of evenly spaced dots. Okay, so something like that. You can ignore this little line here was from earlier. That's not one of my dots. So yeah, we'll just kind of erase that out there. Okay. So then you take each of these dots to both vanishing points. So if I take this to the left vanishing point, I can see that kind of ends right here. Take it to the right vanishing point. Okay, and you can see it kind of should go down and line up with that. Okay, this dot to the left. Now what you'll do when you're drawing this, you would draw around the door. For mine, I'll have to go in and erase it because the computer can't do that. So I would just erase this, but you could just draw, just don't draw your lines through the door. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do the rest of these here. So that one would go about right there. This one would go about right here. Okay, something like that. And then this side would go over here. Same thing with your windows. Just draw around the windows. You don't have to draw through them. I'm going to draw through them just because that's easier to do on the computer. Okay, and then I'll just have to take my eraser and kind of clean some of these up here. So let's just clean that up, and clean these up here. So it should look something like this. There we go. All right, so something like that. So that's how you do the siding. Now, the siding could continue to the garage. But now, instead of drawing dots, these lines become your dots right here. Those are my new reference points. This right side of the garage, even though it's opened up, the lines are all going to the right vanishing point. So I would actually do the right vanishing point through. And what you would do is you would start right here. This is where you would draw from, and you just draw to the left. Okay, and you wouldn't draw through it all. You would just draw on these two little side pieces. So I'll fix mine in a minute here. So I'm going to draw through this one. Yeah, that one's basically going to be, yep, like that. Whoops, hold on. Let me try this again. Draw through this one, and I'm going to stop right here. There we go, just like that. There, and then this is the anchor point right here. So that's the point. So I'm using this point from the right vanishing point. I'm going here from the right vanishing point there, and then I'm going right vanishing point from that. So I'm basically using where my siding ended as a reference the anchor off for the next set of siding. Okay, and then I'm going to have to go in. So you normally wouldn't have drawn in here. So I'm going to erase all this out. So I know that was a lot for just a couple little lines, but so when you draw it, don't draw all the way through like I did. Okay, you would just draw like that little line and then skip and draw that little line. Okay, I gotta go small because these ones I wouldn't have drawn either. There, so it should look something like that. Okay, so now I've got my siding. Whoops, and I got that little piece of line there that I shouldn't have left that through, and I don't want to go back, so I'll just try to erase it. Yeah, that I didn't mean to actually draw through all that stuff. That's my bad. Get rid of all that really quick. Okay. So this is why you do always want to draw really light, because you're going to end up with like a lot of guidelines. So that's pretty much what I've got right there. So that would be siding. That would be the door. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is let's do a chimney on the roof. So to do a chimney, you just pick a spot, make sure it goes above the roof a little bit, draw a vertical line. So it should be above and below this top roof line. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the top down to both vanishing points. Now you don't have to draw it all the way. You can just draw it like a little bit, however wide you want it to be. Top and bottom, let's go to the left here again. Okay, something like that. And then a vertical line. Okay, so that's one side of my chimney. Now the other side of my chimney is a little bit trickier. So the top part will go to the right vanishing point. Okay, that part will be pretty easy. But now this bottom angle here, since it's set into the roof, I'm actually going to do a line parallel to my roof angle. So what I'm going to do is you would lay your ruler on it, move your ruler over, get that parallel line there, and then where however wide this is, you just do a vertical line straight down. And then they're going to meet up. And then what I'll do is erase some of these extra lines. And I've got a nice little chimney in there. Okay, so now we've got that part on. We could also do shingles. So it's going to be kind of like siding, and then we change it up a little bit. But what I would do is I would just put dots up here that are fairly equally spaced out. And you decide how wide you want your shingles to be. Okay. And then you take each of these dots, since this roof line, you can see the top and bottom are going to the left. All these dots are going to go to the left. So I'd go to the left. You could stop about right there. So this is the left vanishing point, stop here. You're going to do that with all of these. Now, the shingles, they're one of kind of the detailed parts that if you do it well, it looks really good. It can also be very detailed and take a lot of time. So it's one of those things, the more you put into it, the better it's going to look. So if you're willing to take your time and draw these shingles accurately, it'll create a really nice texture on your picture. And then obviously you'd want to draw around the chimney. On mine, I have to draw through it, and then I'll just go back and erase in a second here. Okay, so all these to the left. Okay, and then this one to the left. There we go. Yep, should be about right there. Okay, and then I'm just going to clean mine up a little bit. Erase these extra lines that end up in my chimney. All right. And drawings like this are really good for like, people that are into architecture and people that work in that business world of construction. Like they have concept artists that they'll draw like actual perspective drawings of what the house is going to look like. And it's something they can show to buyers and things like that. So it's a pretty good skill to have to be able to draw kind of realistic looking architecture. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to stop there for this part. And I think I should be able to finish it up on the next video.